Hello, and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV shows. The Traitors. What an episode, guys. Two massive, moments, opposite ends of like my excitement spectrum, but, one had to do what she was going to do in order to get that boot, that murder. So, at the end of the day, I can't be upset.
You really go through a full wave of emotions when watching
episode.
The Traitors. Started off at a high, and a low.
And a low. But before we get into that, I have to ask Riley, how are you?
How am I doing? I'm great. Y'all, we're living in Bad Bunny's America.
Oh my god. I'm literally going to a Super Bowl party.
That's my man.
I'm actually going to a Super Bowl party, and the only reason I'm going is so I can watch that halftime show.
I think it's gonna be really good. Allegedly, Cardi B's gonna perform. Baby, that's Coachella 2016. You had to be there. I was kind of in my Cardi B bag in high school. Mm-hmm. Bad Bunny. I'm sorry, but I genuinely do think that's what my gay friend says. Damn.
He's
Y'all got
talking
me.
About
He's
Bad
always
Bunny.
talking about Bad Bunny.
And reposting his, videos on TikTok.
So true.
Videos of him.
Yeah. I'll say it. I think Bad Bunny is probably the hottest man alive at the moment. I'm sorry. I'll say it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that. I just love Benito, I have to say. I really like his album. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. So take that as you will.
But you also don't need to like appreciate it.
No, I appreciate the vibe. I think sonically, I love this album. You can tell you can very clearly tell the aesthetic. You can tell where he's coming from. Also, I can read. I love a good Spanish to English translation. The first time I listened to his album, I did a read through along with the lyrics. It's just good. It's a good album. And we're living in Bad Bunny's America, you guys. I wasn't actually planning on talking about that. What I was thinking about, I have my Hawkeye calendar. This month is Josh Hutcherson. I'm not going to take it off the wall because it's sort of pinned in a specific spot, but go back a couple episodes.
Well, could you actually send me a picture and I'll just insert it?
Yeah.
Did your gay friend give you this calendar?
He did, yes. My gay friend name's Dorothy. Do you know that? Do you get the reference?
Unfortunately not.
Gay people back in like the 70s after The Wizard of Oz came out would say that they were friends with Dorothy as a way to identify themselves as gay in public. They'd be like, I'm friends with Dorothy. And the guy would be like, I'm also friends with Dorothy. And then they'd make love to each other, allegedly.
And that's beautiful.
Anyway, I'm sending a picture of my calendar to Maddie. This is my Hot Boy calendar of February for Josh Hutcherson. I don't know why I made the calendar like that. Don't question why it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it doesn't start with Sunday and end with Saturday. I don't know why I did that, but...
I like it that way, in my opinion.
I think I was going to try something new and try it, but I don't like it. But I kind of have to live with it now for the next 12 months. So anyway, that's my Josh Hutcherson one. I was actually going to, so that came up because I know Bad Bunny is December because I saved the best for last. And
of course,
but I kind of forgot sort of most of what's in, but like I think I know who, but not like the order they go in, so it'll be interesting.
It's a little surprise. Also, I note that you don't have anything on your calendar. That's kind of interesting.
Well, so the thing is I don't do a paper calendar either, so it's kind of just for the aesthetic of having one.
Yeah, and that's important.
Girl, is it your birthday? You're wondering why your birthday isn't on there?
Well, I can't see my birthday in the picture, but...
That's true. I'll make you feel better. Your birthday's not on my calendar, so...
Okay.
It's on my G-Cal. Everything's on my G-Cal. I just can't... I've tried paper calendars. It just doesn't work for me. My brain, it just doesn't... Like, I never just check to see what's going on a paper calendar. Everything in my brain is digital, which is weird because I take physical notes. I'm not a digital note taker. I have to, like, write my notes. So it's weird that, like, True. It's weird that I don't like a physical planner. I've tried physical planners. They just don't work for me.
Same.
Anyway, So that's my calendar. That's my calendar update. I was just gonna do. I'll do a quick off because my tangent was gonna be about this, but I won't do a whole thing. I finished R.F. Kuang's book, Catabasis.
Ooh.
Last night, and I was gonna talk about it, but I'll just say I liked it. I don't. It's different than Babel. It kind of has the same aesthetic feel to Babel. I liked Babel more than I liked this, but I didn't not like this. I think it took me a second. I got into Babel a little bit more because I think the conversation about race and capitalism was a little bit, which I inherently connect to. Those are topics that I like reading about, and themes that I like engaging with were more present in that book, as well as I connected with sort of the humanities-esque-ness of that book, where this one, there's a little bit of like logic, which I guess is also humanities, but it's not the type of humanities I'm in, like logic and a little bit of math. One of the characters is like a mathematician, one of the other ones is like anyway. I liked the book. The relationship of the main characters was beautiful. I liked this portrayal of hell. I thought it was very interesting. As someone who hasn't done a lot of work in philosophy or, I haven't researched hell a ton, but I thought it was beautiful. I thought the characters were beautiful. I thought the story was beautiful. It's just different, which is fine. I can't expect the same book every time. But I did like Babel more, but this one was good too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I won't go through all the books I read in January, but that was my big January book, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Maddie, how are you doing?
Love. I'm doing so good. Here's my problem is that I feel like there's a million things based on what you said that I want to jump off of, so I'm going to rapid fire really quick. One, I did not like... I watched the Grammys sort of by not watching it. I was mostly listening to it, and my family's reactions to it was while I was on FaceTime with my sisters who were both watching it.
Right.
But that was very exciting. Shout out to Olivia Dean. I've been a big fan of hers for a while now, and I'm so happy for her getting her new artist Grammy.
Yeah.
My mind blanked. And then I just finished a book. You have such good reviews on Goodreads, by the way.
Thank you so much.
It popped up because I was updating mine because I just finished a book and started a new one today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have not written a single review ever, but maybe you're inspiring me to
I
be
like
thoughtful about these books.
To jump off what you said real quick, my thing with Goodreads is I feel one of my goals this year obviously is to read. Well, I'm trying to read as much as I did last year, but I'm wanting to critically engage with media a little bit more and not just I think that is going to help me with my doom scrolling. I just want like the things that I watch, whether it's TV, film, if I'm listening to an album, if I'm reading a book, I want to be more critically engaged with what I'm reading and really think about what I'm like taking in. So that I mean, I'm not like changing the game with my Goodreads. Like I think they're pretty basic reviews, but I'm like, these are just my thoughts as I'm like reading the book, you know what I mean?
No, I love it. But I just finished a book also, I read, kind of a while ago, last year, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I don't usually read romancy, rom-com books, but I loved The 7-Year Slip. That is a 5-star, feel-good, fun read for me. There's a little bit of time jumpy magical realism in it, which I really enjoyed. And then so my library had another one of her books called The Dead Romantics, which apparently was her debut novel that wasn't in the YA space, which her previous ones were, I believe. But I also you didn't say you didn't you said you liked Catabasis, but I had a very different experience. I really did not like this book, and it was really unfortunate because I think I said, it's called The Dead Romantics, and it's kind of hard to get into the plot, and I won't spoil it for anyone, but it was a book where it had a great beginning and an excellent ending, in my opinion. I loved the ending, but I found the middle to be so boring. And I was just dang it, why? Like, maybe because the 7 Year Slip was written like a few years after this one was, maybe she got the hang of it a little bit more, like more
Right.
interesting middle of the book. But I was like, dang it. Like, I had such high expectations for this book because the other one I read by this author was so good. And this one just fell a little bit, not a little bit. This one fell very short to me. But the ending really, I gave it a 3 stars on Goodreads. It is more deserving of a 2 to 2.5, but I bumped it up to 3 because the ending is sticking with me.
We need a 0.5 scale. Honestly, I hate to say it. I mean, give me a 0.5. I'll settle for that. I need quarters. No shade. No shade. That might be too much.
Okay.
But sometimes I need a 3.25 or like a 3.75. You know what I mean?
I get a little bit annoyed with people specifically in their reviews sometimes where they'll be like, I'm rating this a 4.26.
Okay, yeah,
What?
That's too much, yeah.
No, like, that's making me not want to even give you the half star. Like, at that point, you need to just pick. Anyways, started a new book today. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, what I also wanted to talk about was a little bit of Riley likes to do like his media recommendations and like things that are currently on. And so I just had to talk about how much I loved Bridgerton Part 1. I was really nervous going into this season because I was an OG Bridgerton watcher, like back in when that came out. I think like 2020.
You've been on this Bridgerton train.
Yes, I was trying to get everyone else into Bridgerton when it came out. And anyways, I love seasons 1 and 2, and then I just really did not like season 3 at all. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Maybe my unpopular opinion is that I really don't like Penelope at all, really.
Is she the big girl?
And it has nothing to do with that.
Well, I'm just making a comparison. I'm just connecting point A
Two
to point
things
B.
can be true.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I just do not like her character, and so last season was really tough
I
for
can
me. And
say that.
also,
I'm fat. Move on.
I also don't like Colin Bridgerton, so that's fine. But I was nervous going into this season, and oh my god, I'm so obsessed. I think her name is Yaren. I don't remember her last name.
Actress?
She's Australian. Yes. She plays Sophie. She is maybe my favorite like main character of like female main character of this show in these seasons so far. I'm obsessed with her. Benedict, I was so nervous about him being the lead for this season, and I am obsessed with him, minus the mistress comment on the end of the last episode.
Right.
We'll see about that. But I think it's gonna be fine. Also, there was like a heated rivalry crossover where there was, will you come to my cottage this summer?
Right.
And then in this season of Bridgerton, Benedict, the family has this cottage in the countryside, and it's literally called My Cottage. So he's like, will you come to my cottage? I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
The Bridgerton writers were pissed off. They said, damn, I can't win in nothing.
So I'm just loving that at the moment. I have not read the books. I tried reading the first book and I just could not do it. Like, I love a cheesy, romancy, fun show like this, period show. But it was the book I found to be so cheesy. It is still on my TBR and I do own it. And it's like the one book I haven't read that is on my shelf. So maybe I'll get to it this year. We'll see. I'm so excited for part 2. I cannot wait. And then the final thing I mentioned to Riley before we started recording, but I need everyone to go watch I Love LA. I know there was some drama. I mean, it is tough that it was coming out at the same time as Heated Rivalry. And then like one of the main guys in it, I don't even know his name. I think his name's like Jordan Fish something, but I keep wanting to call him like Stephen Fishback, but it's fine. That's definitely not his name. But anyways, he was a little bit annoying in press and like made some comments about Heated Rivalry, I think, and then a bunch of people were not watching I Love LA because of it. And I want to say, like, don't listen to him. And also they were talking about how his character is kind of annoying, but I think his character is so funny. And I'm willing to look past. I really don't care about like who the actor is. Like, I don't know him from anything else. I only know him like as a character in I Love LA. So also just if you don't love the pilot, just keep watching. I promise it gets so much better. And that's my recommendation. Everyone go watch the show, please.
He got in trouble because he said that, can I say this on YouTube? He said that the graphic scenes between the characters of, what are the, Ilya and Shane? I almost said the actors' names. The graphic scenes between those two characters, were not honest reflections of what gay relationships often look like in a graphic sense. And people were like, girl, that makes no sense.
Maybe for you.
Yeah, maybe for you. And then people were like, well, sorry that weren't actually. There's just like a lot of language I can't use, and I'd be saying a lot of stuff on here that I shouldn't be saying, but I think this would just like sort of go beyond. Okay. So just look into it if you want. It's publicly out there. But yeah, it was just some comments he made about gay representation that people were like, you sound insane. Why are you? That makes no sense. Anyway.
And you know what? That's fair, but I want to say everyone should go watch the show. Anyways, but let's get into this Traitors episode. Do you have anything off the top you want to say?
I want to say this was by far my favorite episode of the season. As much as I hate the outcome, I'm so sad that Candace got booted. I will say, and we'll get there, this moment between Candace and Rob, standout moment of the season so far. Mind you, there was no yelling. There was no raising your voice. There was no physicality. Them just sitting right next to each other in that study room and just calmly talking to each other about the shit that's going on. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I will say, this is my favorite episode of the season so far, even though it had a very devastating outcome to me. Part of me.
Thank you, Benito. I agree. I'm so devastated that Candace is gone, but like she really did her big one getting rid of Colton.
Yeah.
And now, like, obviously I'm salty at Rob over what has transpired, but at the end of the day, like, Colton will not win the show, and if that's what Candace had to do for us, then that's
right.
Right. That's
like at the end of the day, she'll be remembered as a martyr at the end of the day. Like,
no, and that's actually how I'm seeing it, and I just cannot even be mad.
Yeah,
and also, like, I don't know if, I'm sure we'll get there, but like,
baby, you're doing the notes this episode. What do you mean you're sure we'll get there? We're either getting there or we're not getting there.
I don't remember. I don't like think it was bad to get him out. I think she was kind of in a bad position anyways, and either he stays and they continue trying to get her out, or she just gets him out and like does her big one with it.
Yeah, I think,
and doesn't let him win at the end of the day, like Colton specifically.
I think you're right. I think it was lose for her either way. She gets him out and she looks like suspect number one for him dying, or she keeps him in and him and Rob just continue spreading this thing about Candace. Either way, she's kind of getting screwed. But I think she'd have a better chance if she was able to defend herself against Colton. But I don't know. I don't even know, because these white boys seem to have every faithful wrapped around their fingers. So, and hey, ain't that the truth?
Anyways,
yeah.
Okay, well, we open on Candace and Rob in the turret after Lisa was banished. And Rob says that, Lisa just had to go. It had to be done. I actually don't know if I agree with that, but...
Again, I'm sorry. The tension in the turret, when Alec comes in and he's like, this is crazy. Like, this is awkward. Yeah. So good. I loved it. I was eating it up.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, Candace says that, she had to put her throwaway vote on him. She just had to. She gives him a little sly smile.
What else was she supposed to do?
If you're going down, put up a fight and go down kicking and screaming and,
The unfortunate thing is I don't think she knew how... She obviously she didn't. She didn't catch on till way later in the episode how bad down, like bad down
yeah.
down bad. How recoverable.
Unrecoverable.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Then Alan comes in and says, I'm sensing some awkwardness here, but, now that we're down to 2 traitors, you can either commit a murder or you can recruit a new traitor. And Rob says that he wants to murder and, he doesn't want to vote out any more traitors. Let's just keep it the 2 of us. And Candace in her confessional says that she would rather murder someone than bring in someone that might want to help Rob. She would rather just go against him than multiple.
I think that's smart. I don't know. I think it's smart. Her mindset, I think, is smart. She doesn't want to risk someone jumping to his side, because I think between the 2 of them, Candace is most obviously catching the most heat between her and Rob. So, not having someone else, because I can't even think who she'd recruit. I mean, Dorinda, but I don't see a world where Rob lets her recruit Dorinda. Maybe she could have recruited Johnny. I actually don't think Johnny would have been that bad of a... I hate to say it. I don't think he would have been that bad of a pick for Candace.
Yeah.
I don't think Rob would have had much pushback against it. Obviously, not to jump to the end of the episode, we see that Johnny is allegedly one of Rob's choices to recruit, but I think Johnny could have been a good middle ground pick because Johnny would have always sided with Candace over Rob.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think Rob would have had much pushback to that. But I agree with her mindset that it's probably good to keep the numbers at... It's better
keep
to...
things simple.
Yeah, fight the... What do they say? Fight the thing that you know versus the thing you don't. Fight the monster you know. You know what I mean? Have you heard that
Thank
before?
you for sharing that wisdom with us.
Girl, I'm full of it.
So then they talk about who to murder, and Rob says that he wants to give Candace more of the power in who they choose since he did go after Lisa. And Candace brings up, Steven, Colton, and Natalie as potential options. And it seems like Rob, at this point, we have him saying that he's, adamantly against it, but there's more of that conversation that we see in a minute. And that's where we leave off before breakfast the next morning, where, we wait to see who was murdered. So the faithfuls, as they come in, they talk about who they wouldn't expect to be murdered or who they think would flip well to be a traitor. And then Maura brings up her suspicions on Candace because of that throwaway vote at the round table. But Johnny is pretty quick to defend her and then brings up this vote to Candace when she comes in. And she defends it by saying that she wasn't sure of Natalie or Lisa, so she threw it to Rob because she knew that nobody was going to vote for him. Which I wouldn't have said that. I would have just said he is normally so quiet for him to all of a sudden be so passionate about getting like a trade, like someone... The only time he's been passionate is when we got out a traitor. Mm-hmm. Is extremely suspicious to me. To me,
it's where did he get this knowledge from? Why is he so confident it was Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Then the last people file in, and we learn that Colton was murdered. And we cut back to the turret where Candace says that, Colton is loud and messy and he needs to be taken out. And Rob says, I don't want to murder Colton, but it's up to you, Candace. So she takes the opportunity. And thank you, Candace, is all I want to say.
But I have to say, Rob, that was shady as hell. He knew he was setting Candace up. That's so fucked up. Yeah, he said,
you go ahead and murder him. Oh, no. Don't murder my closest
friend. Have you been seeing the... Because Lisa Rinna did her exit interview with Rob Sesternino. Lisa is suspect that Colton knew Rob was a traitor.
It does kind of feel that way.
That Colton... Because who's to say... Colton tried this shit with Lisa. Who's to say he didn't try that same shit with Rob?
Yeah.
Hey, if you protect me, I'll protect you.
I agree. And I saw... Or no, they put it out in the episode when Colton reacts to being murdered. And he's like, I hope Rob wins it all or whatever. And obviously he could be saying that without knowing that Rob was a traitor, but the way he was saying it gave I know that's a traitor. I don't know.
I just wonder, because there's a the question of like legality behind that. I'm sure there's somewhere in their contract where they're very explicitly told what they can and can't do. I wonder if the laws are different because they shoot in Scotland over the United States. But I feel like I remember like Kelly Wentworth or somebody talking about how there are a lot of like rules that these people need to follow in order. There's like game rules. Maybe I read that in my reality TV book that I read over the summer. There's rules that these TV shows have to follow for legitimacy, to qualify for their money or their genre or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a rule book that you have to stick by, and I can't imagine, like, traders aren't allowed to explain their identity. So then if this really did happen, I wonder if there's what the space is for a larger conversation on, well, how does that mess with the dynamic of like the contract that we signed? But this is all hypothetical. This is all alleged. I don't want Colton Underwood suing me or Alabama Rob. Could you imagine me in court with Alabama Rob?
What would you wear?
I'd have to wear overalls.
Of course.
Yes. I'd I'd wear overalls and a shirt that says "I love Alabama" on it. Maybe a shirt that says "Me and my brother love Alabama."
Oh, I love that idea.
Is that too much?
No, I don't think so.
Everyone's so creative.
Everyone is so creative, and I've heard that about Alabama, so... Anyways. Yeah, so Candace says that, you know, she had to make sure that Rob didn't have Colton target her the way that he went for Lisa.
Lisa fucking Rinna.
Also via Rob. Like, she
Right.
can't have them teaming up against her. And yeah, Rob lets her do it because it makes Candace basically dig her own grave seem even more suspicious. And then Alan walks in to breakfast with, you know, a quirky little look today. Even like funny little hair, messy look.
Because he's so messy.
Yes.
Get Lola Young on the Traitors.
I actually think that would be really fun. But we should probably go on the Celebrity UK.
I'm sorry, but would having, just in general, the class of like best new artists every year at the Grammys, just put those people on the Traitors.
So, Cat's Eye.
Yeah, but you cycle them out.
Alex
so
Warren.
each cycle, Addison Ray.
We're gonna do Alex Warren, but he's gonna be wearing an earpiece that's not all the way right the whole time, so he's a bit confused.
I don't know the other people. I know Leon Thomas, the Maria, Lola Young, who was last year. I'm sorry, but last year's would have been iconic. Benson Boone, Sabrina Carpenter, Doechii, is that Shabuzi, Ray, Chappell Rowan, like. That would have been an iconic group in the Traitors Castle.
That would be a messy group. And at the end of the day, we need more young people on Traitors.
I think that's what, and I hate to say it because I feel like most reality shows were like, we need old people, we need old people. I feel like that's what this season is lacking a little bit, is the young energy. I'm like, okay, we need to, but again, we talked about this, that it's the balance, right? Like, I've brought this up so many times this season, and I'm sorry if it's repetitive, but the pendulum swinging, they're trying new things out. Did you see that the rumors of season 6 is going to be an all-star season for Traitors?
No.
That's the rumor.
I'm excited.
Because I'm so messy. Lola Young goes on next season, she wins and is brought back, and she wins 2 seasons in a row as a traitor. I see it happening.
I would love nothing less. Anyways. After breakfast, back to Traitors. So Candace plans today to get people to question the under the radar people, and more specifically to try to target Rob. And we finally get a cute little moment with Tara and Johnny, who hug and are both like, yeah, like we're still here. And
hanging on by a
I don't
thread.
know who it is.
Tara, you have no clue, babe. I gotta live for her. That's my queen, Tara Lipinski.
Okay, she's been coming up more on my TikTok and everything now that the Olympics are happening, and I'm just like jealous that we didn't get to do a sport or activity like that and then be really good at it and then become commentators and like get to do all this stuff together.
That's what we're doing right now. We're the Tara and Johnny of the podcast world.
And I love that. And so I just need this to take off because I want to go do fun opportunities like that.
Guys, fly us out to Milan. We will do the commentating for the luge.
Yes. No, fly us out to the, Survivor 50
Premiere?
finale.
Oh, finale.
Or premiere.
I'll take both.
Oh, you know what? We should actually do the official Traitors podcast.
Next season.
I actually think that
Are you Boston Rob or are you Bob the Drag Queen?
You know what? I actually don't know. Who do you think?
Okay, because the crazy thing is I think I'm both.
I also think...
Like, I have two parts of my personality, and I think I'm both. I think I'm Bob the Drag Queen.
Uh-huh. I do think you're more Bob, and I'm more Boston Bob.
You can be Monet Exchange.
Yeah.
You kind of give Queen to Congenial.
I just think we need to be boots on the ground coverage of Traitors during the season.
Oh, you think while they're filming?
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I think
you and I
should be in the confessionals.
Could you imagine you and I standing in the corner of the round table with like a mic being like, oh my god.
No, I think we need to be the commentators. We're not like down there. We're like up on the upper little level in the background. Mm-hmm. And we're talking. They can't hear us, but we are like providing commentary on everything.
Like Sandra and Boston Bob in Island of the Idols when they were up in their little spy shack.
Yes.
During
and
Tribal.
That's very us.
That is very us.
I think we would be great at that during Tribal Council as well.
Guys, CBS Peacock, fly us out. Y'all aren't ready for the type of engagement we're about to have.
No, and we are always saying that.
We're always saying that.
Right. Okay. So then, yeah. Okay. The only person that it seems like they're maybe kind of obsessed of is Natalie. Which, Natalie, why are we wearing skinny jeans on Traitors?
Girl.
Like, I don't think I think I was more annoyed with Colton's outfits because they were more like offensive to the eyes. But Natalie, like, what happened here? Like, I don't need everyone to be hiring a stylist like Parv was or like coming in here with the craziest looks. But like the leggings in skinny jeans, that is too far for me. Like,
girl, she's here to play. Traitors. She's here to play. She ain't here to de-dress up.
And she's made that loud and clear. Heard,
chef, heard.
Then Rob, Natalie, Mark, Steven, and Eric are talking. And Eric says that he is suspicious of Candace, which, of course, Rob is like, yeah, Colton was also onto her, so maybe we need to look into her more. And then in the kitchen, Candace is pushing Rob to Johnny and Kristen about his relations with Colton and how flustered he has been since this morning when he found out that Colton was murdered, and he just seems off. So
the dropping of the fork.
The infamous dropping of the fork.
Infamous.
Which apparently he's known to do. Or he says, that's probably not the first time I've dropped a fork. Then we get to the mission, and I really, really liked this one.
I did too. This was really cute.
So they split into two teams, 1 of 3 and 1 of 8. And the group of 3 will go to this art gallery where there's also an opportunity to get a shield. And they decide to have Rob, Kristen, and Mark go. And then the other group is in the castle, and they have to go around and find these frames with plaques that describe the painting that belongs on it. And then the group that's in the art gallery has to find the right painting that goes along with it. And the castle team must do this by reenacting the painting based on the description of it. And then a photo is sent to the art gallery. And, they have an hour to complete this. And it was so entertaining watching them fun. Recreate these photos. Everyone was getting so into it. Lots of, animals being, portrayed. And I just love that everyone really got down and dirty with it. Like, everyone was fine with getting in the grass.
Eric Nam was eating grass.
He was eating grass.
Famously
what
allergens.
Horses do.
Right.
Oh, yes, the allergens. Like, yeah, they were here to play. But so the red team with Dorinda, Maura, Natalie, and Tara seem to be much better, and they do go 3 for 3, while the green team with Steven, Eric, Candace, and Johnny do get 1 out of 3. And Kristen gets the shield.
Work.
Very fun.
I like this challenge. I love a good mix-up. They've had a lot of very physical challenges this season, so this was a fun sort of break of the norm.
Yeah. It felt like another silly version of the doll singing backwards one.
Yes.
And I just love any opportunity to have these celebrities be silly and do something completely out of their element. That's not in a physical way where they're immediately like, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
Like, let's put them in these situations where, they got to be a little bit sillier. So after the challenge, Eric is still throwing out Candace to people, and Johnny tells him that Colton also threw Steven out. So, maybe we should be looking into that. And also, Johnny feels that there is some boy energy in the turret. So, Johnny...
Boys will be boys.
Right. So Johnny does go to warn Candace about her name being thrown out there tonight, which she appreciates. And then Dorinda is talking to a group about Steven and Candace and brings up how it was odd that Lisa put her gold in Steven's suitcase in the previous mission, which they're really grasping at straws, but I do love, I'm glad that she was at least paying attention to that.
I guess, but also it's real. Like, this is the type of stuff on Traitors where I'm like, you don't know anything. And again, it's so easy for us to talk bad about us being like, oh, like, why would that be the tell? Like, why do you think that's the tell? Well, to play devil's advocate, they don't know. It could genuinely be anything, especially when people are getting murdered right in front of them multiple times this season, and they don't know anything about how it's happening. Like, it's really could be anything, and for them, that's like the big. Dorinda noticed it, and nobody else is really talking up.
No, and I do think this gets back to a larger problem for me with the Traitors of there needs to be more opportunities for actual evidence to be shown of like who is a traitor during the days, because like when you do have nothing, these are the kind of things you're going to be reading into when they aren't actually rooted in anything. But when you have nothing else to go off of and you know that was a traitor who did something, like you're going to think a lot about that.
I guess that's sort of the I don't know. I agree with what you're saying. I can't remember what I was going to respond to, but I agree. You need more evidence a little bit to break that down. So this is what I was going to say. When everything is so based off of your interpretation of social cues and body language and tone of voice, that's how bias starts to come in, and we see sort of results like we're seeing this season where certain groups of people are being targeted at a higher rate of other people. But it's hard because bias and stuff like that's not the same for every person, right? So evidence that Ron might think is super duper strong against light-footed Moira.
Yes.
I ate that. Moira. Moving on.
Eric and his special ears.
Eric and his special ears to somebody else might just be BS. Yeah.
So then we have Candace and Steven who are talking, and Candace finds out that Colton was throwing her name out, and she uses that opportunity to start, pushing harder on Rob because, he was being, him and Colton were buddy, using each other. It feels like Rob was kind of using Colton as a puppet in a way to pitch, have him be the big loud voice against Candace. And then Rob walks in on this conversation and asks for a moment alone with Candace. So she confronts him over hearing her name, and he says, hey, I won't push your name this round table. And she's like, well, I feel like you already are. And he says, no, that was Colton doing that. I only found out about that today. And she pushes back on this and is like, that cannot be right. And he says he's sorry, and she's like, well, you told Lisa you were sorry, so, and now she's gone, so what about it?
She ate him up so bad. I think if Rob was a little less nonchalant, that's just the type of person he is. Like, he's so chill. I think if he was like Eric or Mark, even Steven, I think how Candace put this sort of nonchalant pressure on someone else, it probably would have had them crack, because her ability to just not react is perfect.
It gets so under his skin.
Yes.
And he's just like, I think you're taking this personally. It's just a game. And she's like, well, you're a snake, and if you push my name tonight, I'm going to make sure that people go for you next. So...
And I think I hate to say it, I think it's a valid reaction. Some people might say it's bitter. Who knows? If the roles were reversed, I might not feel the same. I don't know. That's a hard thing. It's like, I like Candace, so maybe I just feel this way. If Robert her switched positions, who knows? But I genuinely think that this is a valid reaction. Rob's thing of being like, well, the game's called The Traitors, and I'm just playing the game how it is. Yeah, that's valid, but you're causing Candace to lose the game. You're the sole reason she's losing the game right now, because you're spreading this narrative. You and Colton work together to do that, to plant that seed and spread the narrative. I'm going to be mad at you for throwing away my shot at however many dollars it ends up being. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You're playing your game, and I'm going to play mine.
Exactly.
And if you mess with my game, I'm going to fight back.
I'm going to fight back.
I totally support Candace in this after... Rob and Colton got Lisa out. Like, why should she have any reason to trust him and to want to work together moving forward? Or the damage has been done to Candace already.
Right.
Why? She doesn't need to save face. And also, if Rob's actually that upset about it, he's the one that put himself in this position by going for Lisa and then Candace. He started it. So
he did start
why should he get upset when she's fighting back? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. If Rob was a little less nonchalant, I could have seen him cracking under the pressure and been maybe rescinded his steps a little bit. But Rob, at the end of the day, the thing about Alabama Rob Roush, he just don't care. He doesn't give a fuck. He hasn't given a fuck since the beginning of the season. He doesn't give a fuck now. He's going to do what's best for him, especially now that he's getting a hold of the game and he has people that trust him.
Yeah.
I think both of them played this as well as they could have. I'm just very impressed with Candace. I think she did well with the hand that she was dealt. I think she was set up to fail by Rob, which, hey, props to Rob for playing the pieces the way he played them.
I'll give his game.
Right. I'll give him his whatever for that, but Candace was not going down by herself. She said, if I'm going down, I'm taking you down with me. And I think I'm hoping she did a convincing enough job for that to happen.
I hope. Well, finally we get to the round table, and Johnny starts by bringing up how Colton brought up Steven previously, and Dorinda adds to this by bringing up the gold situation at the challenge with Steven yesterday. And, at that point she's like, I didn't know that Lisa had any connection to Steven, so what was that about? And Steven just says, I asked for Lisa for it. She did not have much gold. It didn't make sense for her to keep it, so why not? Which, is the honest answer.
Right.
When he's like, what is this even about? And then Eric brings up Candace and how she preaches being consistent, but then had that random Rob vote. And she says that after the Ron vote, she is evaluating things differently, and she decided to throw away a vote instead of voting for Natalie or Lisa when she didn't think that they were traitors and doesn't want to send a faithful home. Then Eric is like, well, the group majority felt that it was Lisa, so what is that about? And Candace says, this is really where it goes so downhill for Candace.
I thought this was a good pushback to what Eric said.
You did? I think throwing the blame on Tara Lipinski was not the right.
Oh, maybe I'm confused
That's what I'm
about
talking about.
Okay. I was going to say, I
thought that her talking about how she's playing differently after the Ron vote was good.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is where it comes up in her argument. Maybe it comes up later, or maybe I misheard what she said, or I don't know. But at some point, she has a point where I think it's in response to what Eric says about it being a majority, where she says, actually, it was barely the majority. It was the majority by like one vote. So you guys are making it sound like everybody was voting Lisa, and I was the sole reason Lisa didn't go home.
Right.
Wait.
Well, what
that's
I
not
didn't
wait.
I don't
you
know
finish
if
what you're
that's
saying. I actually don't. Now I'm saying it out loud. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Actually, you keep talking. Sorry.
She did, but what I took from this is she goes, well, no, the consensus was Natalie before the round table.
Oh,
and
maybe
I got all that info from
okay.
Tara.
Maybe that's what she had said. And okay, you keep talking. I'm gonna look real quick.
And then Tara speaks up for herself and is like, well, no, I wasn't the one rallying the votes for Natalie. That was definitely a group decision and a group discussion. And then Natalie is mad at Tara about this and is like, I trusted you and you said we were good. And then now I learned that you were, whipping votes against me. And I felt like that killed a lot of the momentum of Candace's argument by throwing blame for something to Tara. Like,
yeah, someone who has no sus at all on her.
Right. And was like Tara and Johnny. Like, I mean, once you go against Tara, like then you've lost Johnny too.
Right.
Like your two closest people at this point. It seems. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I don't know what I think I misheard what Natalie said what Candace said. I think yes, your point. Yeah, I don't know why I was confused. I thought that Candace said actually that wasn't the consensus vote, which she did say, but I thought she was talking about for some reason the vote with Lisa, but then I just looked at the votes cast to Lisa and it was like a unanimous vote against Lisa, I think, except for like one or two votes. So
yeah, because I think it was Dorinda and Lisa that didn't vote.
So I don't know why I said that, but
it's okay.
Yes,
you were a Candace defender, and that's fine.
I am because I thought the point made sense, but then as I said it, I was like, wait, that vote wasn't like a vote like that. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it wasn't close. If that was the argument and that was like reality, it would have been in an alternate reality where none of this actually happened and I live my own fantasy. That makes sense.
That
right?
would have been awesome.
But I agree. Okay, I'll agree with. I hate to agree with you. I have to say it. I have to
say I hate to agree with women, but
at the end of the day, sometimes they're right.
Sometimes
throwing Tara under the bus was not maybe the best thing. I think if she had locked in on Steven, especially because she had started pushing Steven a little bit, I think maybe that could have worked for her a little bit more. But I think she was screwed. I think going up against Rob, who has a lot of support right now, there's no inkling. It's all about timing in this game. Timing is so much a part of your success in the Traitors. You have to know when is the right time. I'd argue that the Lisa vote was not the right time. Well, maybe it was, but the timing, Candace and Lisa had not caught on to Rob's game quick enough for there to be any like beef there. Any bulk, it missed. She slightly missed the opportunity.
I agree.
And nobody's sus of him. Who is she going to convince to vote him off? Nobody is sus of Rob, or even like nobody doesn't like Rob. That's the thing. There isn't somebody that's like, I'll just vote for Rob to vote for Rob. Nobody's even like that.
Yeah, I know. Which is like annoying to me at the end of the day. Like
at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's so whatever. Okay. Then Candace brings up Rob's behavior at breakfast and how he was flustered, dropped his fork, and he was nervous, which is odd because he's normally so calm and quiet. And he responds and just says, yeah, well, my buddy Colton went home and I drop a lot of forks. So it's actually like no big deal. And like, what a just great nonchalant answer, in my opinion.
Alabama Rob, famous for dropping forks.
Then Maura brings up that, you know, if that was a throwaway vote, then why is she bringing Rob up now? And Candace says that, well, but then after breakfast, I was sus of him. And now thinking back, it was odd to me how he went so hard after Lisa. And he was bringing up Lisa's name even before Colton went after her. And she's like, I think that Rob was using Colton to deliver this information to us. And he basically just says, Colton did what he wanted to, and I added to the conversations when I wanted to. So
I will say, Candace said, I think Colton was Rob's beard. That's a crazy sentence to say. Candace Dillard Bassett, that's insane. I think had the choice of words been better by Candace, the actual arguments, I think she presented herself great at this round table.
yes.
If the argument was a little more solid, I genuinely do think it would have been a little bit more swayed. But it just, I think, God forgive me, Mora.
Laura with an M.
Mora.
Yes.
Ate that. And see, and I can't do it a second time. I think that, yeah, she presented herself great. If her argument was a little bit more solid, I think it would have worked. The problem is the faithfuls. There are some good faithfuls sprinkled in that are really catching on. I think Kristen is a good faithful, seemingly behind the scenes. We haven't really gotten a full thing.
Apparently
Maura
her and Mark are like
secret sleuths.
masterminds.
Yeah.
We're not getting any of it.
Yeah, I think it's a little too late in the game. They're starting to solidify their opinions. Like, it's much less swaying room.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for Candace.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like the conversation about like Mark and Kristen and being like secret sleuths that we're not getting to see is really interesting, because Mark has definitely been online defending himself on like his Traitors performance, and is talking about how like production is crafting like this very narrow story when there is more going on with other people that we just aren't seeing.
Interesting.
And I'm just like really like, I'm not like doubting that at all. You know, that's his lived experience and that's mine. But I am really curious to know more about that. And I'm hoping that once the season is over, he can share more.
They do like a combined deep dive on our Rap as a Podcast. They're like able to go in a little bit more about what that looks like.
Yes, because if they, I mean, like, I don't want to doubt it. And like, we see production being bad all the time. I mean, we were criticizing them last episode as well, but I'm just wondering like how much story is there with Mark and Kristen? Like, I'm just not sure.
Right.
Anyways, we get to the votes, and, you know, as we go around the circle, it's not looking good for Candace, and she is banished with an overwhelming majority. I
just have to say, and I'll say it, to the cows come home, I'll say this. I'll say it on my soapbox. We need to just, we need to talk about bias in the game of the Traitors. And I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I brought this up at so many points. I just think the people of color this season, specifically the Black women, have had a significantly harder time than other people. I think Candace, Portia, Tiffany, even Natalie, I know Natalie's not Black, but still a woman of color, are getting double the scrutiny for things that their other counterparts are doing. And not getting the fault for. I just think it's interesting. I think there's but then it's like, how do you fix that? I don't know. And the game and the format of this game inherently has people play on the biases that they have, or maybe not biases isn't the right word, but I don't know, but their familiarities. Like, I don't know how to best describe it, but because I'm not trying to. Sorry.
Oh, Tiffany's biggest nail in the coffin was freaking Eric Nam thinking that he knew her laugh.
Right. Like, when it was Candace laughing.
Crazy.
If even it was Candace laughing. I don't even know. Do we have footage of one of them laughing? Like,
because why do I feel like Candace wouldn't have laughed and it was Lisa?
And at the end of the day, That's what I'm saying. That's like, I'm not trying to like stand here and be like, y'all are misogynistic. Well, unless you're Colton, y'all are misogynistic and y'all hate women and y'all are racist. Like, I'm not trying to like say that about anybody. I'm just saying that the format of this game inherently asks people to perform
to lean into those biases and
that are inherent, that are natural within anybody. This isn't just like this is just inherent in a white patriarchal society, yada yada yada. Go read my dissertation, go read my thesis. Like, we can talk about it later. But I have to say, I'm sad that Candace goes home here. I think what's most heartbreaking about the votes of her, Tiffany, Portia specifically, what gets me emotional about them is how heavy-handed they were all 3 times for those women. I know there was other heavy-handed votes this season. Don't come at me, bro. I'm just saying. The heavy-handedness of these votes is so sad, especially when 2 out of the 3 times those people were faithful.
Yeah.
So.
The only other thing of note that's funny is Natalie is mad at Tara about this situation that Candace brought up and votes for Tara, and then does later apologize and was like, no, I was just kind of mad. I probably shouldn't have done that.
One thing Natalie Anderson's gonna do is she's gonna get heated and she's gonna act on it. She said, I'm gonna take that personally. Thank you.
And I love her for that. And I wish we were seeing more of that.
I would have loved... Okay, I'll let you finish. I was about to jump to the next part, but I'll let you say that. And I'll bring
okay, well, I'm getting to after the round table.
Yes.
So, okay. So Rob is happy to be the last traitor standing, but is worried that people might connect the dots on why Candace voted for Rob twice. So, he should have some damage control to do for sure. But somehow Kristen Moore and others still seem to be not onto sweet, sweet Rob.
Alabama Rob.
I'm hoping they're just keeping that under the radar. Like, they're withholding people's actual thoughts until next episode when they're like, hey, maybe let's think about that. Because right now it was making me a little bit nervous.
It's just like, when... Yeah.
At what point are we going to be suspicious of this man?
That's what I'm saying. Like, at what point is someone going to be like, oh, that's sus? Because, again, I hate... No, I'm gonna say I had to say if it was roles reversed and if Candace threw Rob under the bus and Rob did 2 votes against Candace, I know damn well everybody would have been like, yes. Oh, Rob, we should look at Candace. I hate to say it, I just know that's how it would have went down. And
after Lisa going to bat with Rob, in how weird that was at the round table, I just think, come on, let's use our thinking caps. And then we get to the turret where Rob then gets to recruit a new traitor.
How tall is Rob Roush?
That's a great question.
What's your guess?
6'3".
I'm gonna say he's 6'3" is a good guess. I'll say 6'3.5". Wait.
It's fine. I'll cut this.
No, he is 6'1", so you win.
Oh.
He looks tall though.
He does give tall, but I guess standing next to Lisa Rinna kind of makes anyone look really tall.
And Candace is probably short too.
Yeah. How tall is Candace? Can you find that out?
Alan Cumming is 5'10", so that's 3 inches. How tall? Because I was gonna say he looks tall next to Alan. How tall is Candace Dillard? Have you ever been to the shopping store at Dillard's? Candace is 5'3".
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Wait, she does not give that short.
No.
I would say 5.
Lisa Rinna's 5'7".
Wait, she's 5'7". She gives 5'3".
I think Candace wears a lot of platform shoes.
That's true.
I think she wears a lot of heels with a thick platform on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Rob is, but 5'1" is tall.
6'1".
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, basically this new traitor can join him or die, and if the person joins, then they will go back to the turret and commit a murder.
Basically the new traitor can live or die.
live or die, up to them. And, he's going through his options. He brings up picking Johnny since people are suspicious of him at the moment,
I
which
don't
I'm
think
missing
is the
some
case
information.
at all. Yeah.
Right. And then he also brings up, maybe recruit someone smart like Eric or Mark, but Mark seems to be in his back pocket, so he's going to go with Eric.
And I don't know. Eric, I'm sure you're lovely.
Well,
absolutely lovely. Wait, who did we say that about? Was that season 49?
Yeah, Christina.
Christina, we love you, Christina. Eric, you're lovely. You're very handsome. Your skin, flawless.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily he's smart in the game of Traitors. I wouldn't say that.
No, because then when he does read his letter from the traitor, basically inviting him to this ultimatum, he does say, based on the handwriting, I know 100% that this is Johnny. So,
which
Eric,
is so
when your
strange.
ears don't work and your eyes can't, like, why are we making these bold claims?
That's the thing. But
like, he would have fully tried to get Johnny voted out over this. Like, if this had been a different situation, he saw the handwriting.
Bold gameplay gets you screen time, whether good or bad. Bold
and
claims get you screen time.
Well, I wasn't laughing the first time. This time it's just like, Eric.
Oh,
that's
Eric,
Eric
you're
Nom
silly.
for you.
I think I like this little guy. How tall is Eric Nom? Okay, you keep talking.
That's a great question. Well, that's actually the end of the episode for me.
Oh,
how
and then
tall
like is Eric Nom?
He starts. He goes to join on the stone steps.
Guess how tall Eric Nom is?
Ooh, 5'10".
6'3".
Whoa.
No, he's 5'9". Oh,
is he?
Yeah,
really?
he's 5'9".
Okay, I was kind of right about that.
Should I Google every single member of the Traitors cast this season and we go through their heights?
I hope you would. Okay, before we end, is there anyone else that we're curious about? Wait, you know what? Drop a comment. Who do you want to know the height of from this Traitor season? Don't look it up. Let us live react to it on the podcast. Let us know.
Wait, is that a Spotify comment or is that the YouTube comment? Or is it Spotify poll? We're doing a Spotify poll?
Yeah, let's do a different poll. That'll be the comment.
Yeah. The comment for on YouTube this week.
Google.
Yes. We'll Google next week the height of the person. So you don't have to.
Of the person that has commented the most.
Yes, and they have to be on the cast of the Traitor Season 4. Nobody else.
Yeah.
We'll take background characters. Lala the dog and Alan Cumming.
Yes. Well, we already know.
Fuck. Scrap. We have to record. We have to start over. Start the episode over. Yeah. And then for the poll this week on Spotify, can you guys tell me, who's
it has to. Okay. Well, I have to put like options. I don't think I can do a write-in.
Oh no, I was gonna give you options.
Oh, okay.
Tell me who is worse at driving. No, who do you think is worse at driving, Maddie or Riley?
Oh.
And I'm not going to tell you who. And one of us backed into a car in a parking lot, and the other one hit a deer on the freeway. So you take your pick. Take your pick. Take your pick.
Who do you think is a better driver?
Yeah, who do you think is a better driver, Riley or Maddie?
Okay. And we'll see where the stereotypes and internal
bias come in, and then we'll have a whole sociological breakdown of the responses. It'll be great, you guys. My favorite thing.
A woman or a gay man.
Right. Half Asian too. That kind of plays a thing into it. That kind of Keep that in mind with your choice. Yes. I won't judge y'all.
Actually, don't keep that in mind with your choice.
Right.
Let's move away from these inherent biases.
And that's what the Making Fire podcast is about. At the end of the day, we work to break down internal inherent biases day by day. Famously, that's what we've always said.
That's our mission statement.
Goodbye. We need to put a mission statement in the bio right now. Y'all aren't ready. We're about to get... Making Fire is about to turn into a non-profit. Y'all aren't ready for this shit we're about to stir up.
You don't even want to know about all the tax write-offs that we're about to
The amount of pictures of racially ambiguous children we're about to post on our on our Instagram is going to be crazy. Y'all aren't ready. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I thought you were about to say the amount of racially ambiguous kids we're about to have.
We have to go. We have to end the podcast. I was gonna say my final Traitors thoughts. I would have loved to see. I just have a feeling Natalie Anderson's winning this season. Whether like it's gonna happen.
And Tara and Johnny.
And Tara and Johnny. I saw someone.
I don't see them going home. I don't see Tara going home.
I saw someone on Twitter today said, "I don't care. My winners are Tara and Johnny because they're about to go to the final 3 with Rob and vote him out because they want to split the pot between the both of them." Y'all, that's my That's my current fantasy right now.
That's my fantasy because that's actually us in another.
And then Natalie Anderson comes back from Edge of Extinction and gets second place.
You're right. And I just do think like we are Tara and Johnny.
We are.
I do. Like I see us in them, and I have been so anti the 2 figure skaters, and I want to say like I still stand on like the principle of it and like the casting of the season in terms of like what roles are being
filled,
given spots, right? Not necessarily like about specifically Tara and Johnny, but at this point, I am rooting for them above anyone else. Yeah. So
Tara fucking Lipinski, thank you.
And I hope we get more of them together, not just shots of Johnny sleeping with the photo of Tara on his nightstand.
Tara Lipinski, flip it around. Lisa Rinna.
Is that what the people are saying? Anyways, okay. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Making Fire podcast. I hope you had a great time. In the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Making Fire Pod. And also follow us on Spotify. Give us a listen over there. Make sure you participate in the poll.
Rate us.
And rate us. Give us a 5 stars if you're feeling it. You know, we won't be greedy. I'll take a 4. No, I won't.
Yeah. David, we only got 3 reviews. We can't afford we can't afford a 4 at the moment. Wait till we get at least 10 reviews, 10 5 stars, then y'all can start doing 4s and 3s. That's all I'm saying.
You know what if we start doing a refer a friend program? What should people get?
Refer a friend to
shout
what?
Out to if their friends follow us.
Okay, it's starting to get Perovitsky.
That's not part of our mission statement or
we're working on it, y'all. We'll come back next episode.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.